From the Bob Mills Weather Center, the Oklahoma weather expert, Travis Meyer.
All right, we've been talking about it. Yep, no rain, and it's getting rough, and especially for farmers and ranchers because the second cutting of hay usually is pretty good. This year, it's really bad. Now, there isn't much hay around because this summer just kind of shut it all off. The spigots went dry in early June. And then to top that off, we're still dealing with the fact that we can't have grass for cattle. And then there's soybeans and wheat. So there's a lot of harvest issues going on. I have some friends down in McIntosh County that are concerned about what they're going to do with their soybeans. So again, it just depends upon location, but I tell you what, it really affects agriculture, and we're having problems. Obviously, once we get into burn bans, it'll happen in August and early September, but usually by this time, we've had several cool fronts come through with lines of showers and a few thunderstorms. And September's noted as more of a wet month. Boy, this go round has been anything but. And we mentioned at the top of the newscast, but pretty much where you see a lot of these burn bans, that's where it is bone dry. And we can pretty much tell that because this past week there hasn't been really anything. A lot of goose eggs showing up, and that's about it. And so as we take a look back 30 days, we still got pockets where there's been less than an inch. And this is 30 days of really dry, hot weather. I should say more hot weather because we know it's dry if it has been less than an inch. And just a few pockets where there's been some pretty decent rain. So it's something we've got to keep an eye on because it isn't looking too great. For the next 10 days, maybe 12 days, or maybe even 14 is going to look very skimpy as far as precipitation. It's definitely not enough to make a big dent. And up in northern Osage County and northwestern Osage County, consecutive days with less than a quarter inch of rain at any one given time. So you get these little sprinkles, enough to get the sidewalk wet, and that's about it. But once we're in Osage County and up into Chautauqua County and out into the I-35 corridor from around Ponca City extending back down to Noble County, rough go. We need moisture because they want to plant wheat, and that's not going to happen until they get some wheat or get some rain coming around. We're also looking at another pocket from southeastern Cherokee County and southwestern portions of Adair County around Stillwell. It's been 32 days, so a month. So what about rainfall? You can get a pretty good idea where the pockets have been located. And again, when you get in 30 days in hot weather and you only get an inch or less, that is obviously just not good by the time you total everything up. And you see a couple pockets of southeast Cherokee County. And again, and hopefully we can find something. All we're finding is a lot of ragweed. That's showing up. There's no problem there. We're talking about a temperature at 87 degrees, very warm for this time of year, above even the normal high. 40% is the humidity level. Most of our metro temperatures are hanging in the 80s. Cooler in some of the cooler locations where the cool air goes down because it's heavier, and so 76 Pryor, 78 in Jinx. Most of eastern Oklahoma 70s to 80s, and then out to the west, similar story. And then by tomorrow morning, we'll generally be in the low 70s. A few valleys could make upper 60s. Tomorrow afternoon, it's a very same story type of scenario playing out, and that's the same story again on Wednesday, but there is a cold front up to the northwest. Notice the triple-digit heat again, and it will, if it isn't 100, it'll be 99. That front comes through and there's very little moisture associated with it, so we'll deal with the fact that we have only a slight chance of sprinkles. Otherwise, that's about it. All right, forecast looks like this. We're looking at 84 at midnight by the time we get on into the morning hours. Again, if you're outlying areas, you're already in the 70s, so good for you. 74. And then as we go into noontime, still 95s. Trying to change something, cool it off. Can't cool it off. Holding those temperatures around 100 to 101. Again, if you hit 99, heat index probably be around 101. There's that first front. That really knocks us down nicely. Gusty north winds on Thursday. And then we have a slight chance of showers early Sunday morning. And then we get knocked down a little bit better next week.